All right, good morning everyone. Welcome to a new video. Today we are working on the Mars Minor again. It's a beautiful sunny day here in the UK. Sun is out, so we're going to take advantage of it. It's supposed to be a cool day today. The last couple days we've had some scorching heat, so it wasn't an appropriate time to work on the car. So today it's supposed to be in the mid 70s, which is nice for us in the UK. So we're going to get cracking on with working on the car today. We've got some more maintenance stuff to do. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see how the day gets going. We got quite a few bits we're going to do, so I'll show you all that in the next video here, so stay tuned. All right, so this is all what we're doing today. So first things first, we're doing a flush of the cooling system. So we're going to put new water in it, new distilled water and radiator fluid. We got new thermostat, we got a new tap for the bottom of the radiator, new drain, new thermostat, new gasket, and then we're doing the heater valve to control the water coming in and out of the cabin of the car. So basically blocks off the heater core. We're doing that. And then we're doing a temperature gauge. Now inside the car already we have an oil pressure gauge, but there's no temperature gauge. So we're going to do a temp gauge in this car. It should be a matching gauge. We got the wiring, the sensor to pick up the temperature of the water, and we bought a dual mounting gauge that will be mounting under the dash. So so you can just, it's just below the steering wheel. So that's all we're doing today. Hopefully it won't take us too long to crack on. This is all our coolant over here. So we've got coolant here, a couple bottles of it just in case, some tools, and then we've got distilled water sitting there ready to go. So we're gonna get cracking on with it now, start draining the system, getting down there and start draining the system, and we're gonna pull the radiator out so we can fit the new tap in and flush the cooling system. So I'm also gonna flush the engine system, all the cooling in that, to get all that out. I'll give you a little sneak peek of how bad the water is in here. It's not too great, to be honest, and this is hence why we're doing it. It's a little bit grimy in there. We'll wipe down the radiator cap, but yeah, we're gonna clean that out. You can probably see it's pretty bad in there. And if it's really bad, we might have to get a new radiator. We'll see. We'll have a look, see what comes out of it and how it looks inside. So let's get started. Gonna start by loosening up some of these clamps to get the coolant out.
Now, have you got the tray underneath, because this might leak?
Yep, tray's under there already. Let's see what happens. Trip, trip, trip's all I do. All right, we got the upper hose off. Tiffany pulled the upper hose off. I've just removed the lower hose from the radiator because we're going to pull the radiator out to give us access. Yeah, this is something that's not a really good sight, so we might not have it running today. We might have to order a new one of these and fit it later in the week, because we can't have that. That's pretty bad.
That needs to
So
be replaced.
we'll take the housing off now, and we'll pull the radiator out first, and then we'll take that housing off. So let's get to that step. Loosening the bolts.
No, we're not.
Is it that tight?
Oh, no.
No, you got it. You do have a little wrench there, but it's easier to get inside there with it. So we'll get all these 4 bolts that hold the radiator in, and we'll pull the radiator out. Oof. Yeah, good job. Tiffany's working on a stubborn bolt at the bottom on that side of the radiator. Be getting it out shortly, and then we'll pull it on out. All right, let's pull this radiator out, nice and gently.
This might be you got your side?
Yeah, I got my side. Yeah, okay, there you go, that's coming out easy. Nice and slow. Okay, clear of the car. Okay. Right, we noticed a random tortoise walking down the road here, which is quite interesting because, yeah, it's England. We don't have tortoises. wild. So it must have broke free from a house of its enclosure. And yeah, Tiffany spotted it while I was working in under the hood of the car there, and ran over there to check it out to see what it was all about. And we did eventually find its owner and reunite it back to its home. Apparently it's 100 years old, this tortoise is, so which is wild. His name's Billy. All right, time to remove the thermostat housing. We'll get that, there's 3 bolts holding that on, we'll get that taken off, and I think we're going to be replacing the thermostat housing because that doesn't look good. And then we're considering maybe getting the 4-blade fan to help with the cooling, which you can get, so we might be getting that. Right, Tiffany's got all this bolts off, and now we're going to attempt to break the thermostat loose, which she might be able to do, or not. Let's give it a try. All right, with a little bit of help with a rubber mallet. Even though we're getting a new one, we're still just being gentle with it. A little bit tight, we'll get it off in a second. All right, with a little bit of persuasion. No one cursed at it, but a little bit of persuasion, we got it off. Ooh, yes. Oh, it just peed on you.
Not quite.
Not quite? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, we're gonna clean all in there. Nice flush. Okay, cool. We're gonna do a little bit of flushing. All the water coming out, a little bit of grime, a little bit of splashing. Flush it out. Tiffany's just removing the lower drain valve. It's not too bad actually. A little bit rusty, but I'm gonna put some Teflon tape on the new valve, and we'll get it threaded in there, and I'll be ready to go back. The next job at hand is to take the heater core hoses off that run inside the interior of the car. We're going to take this hose off, and then we're going to flush it. Tiffany's got it off. Good job.
Okay, so
And then we'll go ahead and we're going to flush it now with the hose and get it cleaned out. All right, we're going to refit the thermostat housing now with the new thermostat and gasket. We decided to reuse the housing just temporarily because we've got the Morris Minor Rally coming up next weekend, and we want to make sure the car gets there. So we're gonna put it back together today, and we'll get the new pieces on order, and we'll fit them when they come in after the show. Tiffany will lower that down now, and then we'll get some nuts and washers on it, and we'll tighten that down to spec. We'll check the manual for the right torque spec. I'll get the torque wrench out to make sure it's evenly torqued, and then we'll get that finished off, and then we'll move on to the water matrix in the back to putting the valve on. All right, Tiffany's just going to torque it down. The manual just says, well, actually the manual doesn't say anything. It just says snug.
So we're going for hand tight.
We're going for, yeah, we're going for Tiffany tight, which should be good enough. All right, that's good enough. Cool. All right, that's done. On to the next job. All right, Tiffany's just loosening the bolts. You got that one.
That one took a bit of breaking.
Yeah, just loosen the bolts of the heater core matrix there. Cool. Good angles of it. Sorry about the wobbly camera. There's a cable in the way. It's right there.
Right, I've got that stuck in there now.
That's okay. We'll get it out. All right, Tiffany was able to loosen the valve that's already on there from factory. Just wiggling it off now. There it goes. There's the old one off. Let's have a look at that, Tiff.
It's patented.
That's interesting. Well, we'll hang on to that because that's a piece maybe one day we'll put back, or you never know. We'll keep it because you never know. We got a few bits. We're collecting bits. Right.
So that's going to need cutting down.
Maybe.
It will, because it's at the wrong angle, unless it can. Unless it can go in there.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that come with no washers?
It didn't have any washers.
Oh, let's see if I can grab you.
grab some
Yeah, let's
washers?
grab some washers. Right back, guys. I was able to source some washers from my washer stash.
Oh, let's get that one.
Yeah. There you go. Nice.
This is when you want somebody left-handed to do the other one.
Yeah. Well, both of us are right-handed, so it's not happening. Quite clumsy with my left hand, actually. All right, so we'll get these tightened down, and then we'll get the hose on, then we'll move on to the next part, which is the gauge. All right, we're just removing the little block that was inside the block to put the valve in for the sensor in for the temperature gauge. So we're just removing that out of the side of the block now. Just basically a block or a bolt. Bet you that's original, been in there for years. Yep. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's been in there a while. Yeah, that's original.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll clean that area up and then we'll get the sensor installed. God, I hate the look of that thing. I really do. It just looks horrible. Can't wait to get a new one of those.
What's it?
Oh, the thermostat housing.
We're getting.
I know. I'm just looking at it. It just doesn't look nice.
I know.
Good job, honey.
Right. So this cable has to get through the bulkhead.
Yeah, I know. I got to figure that out. We got to
Now
run
then,
a wire through there somehow.
So where's the other one? Oil pressure gauge.
Hold on. Let's find that. 1 second.
Is that here?
Maybe. I don't
What's
know.
that?
Nope. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. That's some kind of sensor. Goes into the block. So that could be the oil pressure gauge.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that does look like it. Yes. Okay.
So where does that go through?
Goes through the firewall there. Figure out where that
Not
goes
even
through. Let's have a closer look at this. We'll come back. So we're not sure. We need to figure out where that's going through. We can get through the firewall there too for our new sensor. Right, so we got the sensor mounted. Now we're going to run the wire through the firewall to the other side of the underside of the dash so we can start mounting the gauge. We've got to run power to it for the light. So we're going to neatly run it down here somewhere through the power wires here and then up into the firewall. So that's the next step, and we're just getting the electrical kit out so we can start doing that. All right, Tiffany's removed the old gauge from under the dash. We're just taking it out of the original mount, and then we're going to be getting it into the new dual gauge mount. And we're going to pick up the power and the ground from this gauge. So it's a pretty simple wiring job, really. And then we'll run it through the firewall from the sensor to the back of the gauge once we've got it mounted. All right, we've got the power wire, the signal wire on. It's all run through the loom there, re-electric taped, and then run up through the firewall there, nice and cleanly, looks good. Now we're just working under the dash, getting the gauges mounted. And I'm gonna start putting the radiator back in because we're running out of daylight. Oh, we're not really.
You're not running out of daylight at all. It's just that I'm getting fed up because it's too hot.
Yes, it is a little bit hot, yeah. We'll get it mounted in.
I'll keep walking around you.
All right, we're gonna put some new hardware into the radiator mounts because the old ones were all mismatched bolts and mismatched this. So we're gonna put some new hardware in there, some yellow zinc coated, some bling under the bonnet. Are we? I think we are. We'll put them in, they're the right thread, so we'll get them threaded in there. All right, I got the radiator mounted, new bolts, as you can see at the lower one there, just here, bling. Now I'm going to put the hoses back in, upper and lower hoses in. Okay. Clean. Okay, radiator is mounted back in. Got the lower hose mounted with all the Jubilee clips. We got the upper mounted, hose mounted with all the new Jubilee clips, and got the new bolts. Now we're just ready to start filling it, but Tiffany's still working on the gauges under the dash. I'll give you a little bit of what she's doing. It's kind of a, yeah.
You won't be able to see it.
Yeah, just a quick glance at what she's doing. And then we'll start filling the coolant back up here in a minute with the distilled water and everything and get the engine running. All right, that's coolant filling time. So we're doing a 50-50 mix of distilled water and coolant. So the plan is to fill it up and then belch her, as they say. While Tiffany's doing that, I'll show you the gauges that she's done. We haven't finished with tucking the wiring away, but we've got them mounted. They're looking really good in there. We still got to clean up the wiring in the back, put some electrical tape around stuff and clean it up, but we just want to test everything, make sure it's all working before we start cleaning up the area. So yeah, it's looking good. And then we're going to start keep filling it up with 50-50 mix. Cool. Okay, we've topped it off with coolant. Now we're going to start her up and start the bleeding process. Alright, and there's the final finished product of the gauges installed. They're all working perfectly, ready to go. And right, well, I think we're gonna end the video there, guys. Alright guys, sorry, I forgot to shoot the ending video of the last ending of the video. So in that note, I'm gonna end the video there. We got the car running, it's up and going. We're actually right now at the Morris Minor Owners National Rally meet. So that video is coming up next. I'm going to start shooting that this evening. So stay tuned for that. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing and you enjoy with Tiffany's Morris Minor. We've had a lot of fun working on it so far. So we'll see you on the next video, which is coming up probably in the next, I'm going to shoot it over the weekend because it's a 2-day event. So there's loads of cars already here, some really cool stuff already. So we'll shoot that and then I'll upload it probably later in the week. So stay tuned for that and I'll see you guys on the next video then.